Hi, phototristan back with another video, and several months ago when it was first released, I did an initial impressions video of the Schiit Audio Mjolnir 2 headphone amplifier, which you see here on the top. It's on top of the Schiit Audio Mjolnir multi-bit DAC, but I never really did an official sort of review video, so decided I'd go ahead and do that now. So in this video, I'll be reviewing the Schiit Audio Mjolnir 2 tube and solid-state headphone amplifier, which is a balanced headphone amplifier. And in another future video, I'll be reviewing the Mjolnir multi-bit DAC separately. It should be noted that the tubes are also sitting a little bit higher than they normally would stock because I have some tube socket savers in between the tube socket and the tube, so that makes the tubes sit up a little bit higher, which I think looks cooler, but also it makes them run a little bit cooler as well. So it both looks cool and runs cooler this way. But you know, some people like the look of having the tubes a little bit more recessed inside the amplifier chassis. So if you don't use socket savers, the tubes will sit a little bit lower for you. So the Mjolnir 2, and I'll call it the MJ2 in this video because it's easier to pronounce, is really a great amp for the price with plenty of power and really a lot of flexibility. It's got a dynamic sound, and the MJ2 is one of the only, if not the only, balanced hybrid headphone amplifiers available on the market that allows you to swap between tubes and a full solid state. The full solid state is achieved with Schiit's list solid state tubes. The amplifier offers plenty of power to drive virtually any headphone, yet it's also quiet enough for in-ear monitors, surprisingly. It has both balanced ins and outs, as well as a preamp out, so it's really a great all-in-one which can be used with powered speakers as well as headphones. Note, however, that there's no switch to turn off either the headphones output or the preamp outs. So when you want to switch between listening to speakers and listening to headphones, like if I want to listen to speakers, I just unplug the headphones so that the headphones aren't powered on and, you know, having sound. And then when I want to listen to headphones, I just turn my powered speakers off. The overall sound of the MJ2 is very engaging and detailed. I typically prefer a tube sound, and the tubes I'm currently running are Amperex Orange Globes, which have a sort of little bit of a dark signature, but very smooth and you know, quite mid-rangey, which I kind of like. So while I typically like the tube sounds, the Schiit list solid state tubes are really a neat invention and really allows you to switch between tubes and solid state on a whim, which is really nice. Solid state, however, will always provide a bit more dynamics in terms of low-end bass thump and high-end sizzle than tubes. Tubes tend to be more mid-range focused and smooth. But again, being able to switch between the two is really neat. That being said, the list solid state tubes sound a little bit more grainy and bright than some other solid state only amplifiers. So in this amplifier, I generally prefer to use tubes. Using the MJ2 balanced with both the Sennheiser HD800S headphones and the Odyssey LCD3s, as well as using the RCA preamp outs to my powered desktop speakers, I could absolutely find no fault in the sound. It really has plenty of power to spare and sounds quite detailed, engaging, and musical. As an example, I did a direct A/B comparison to the Cavalli liquid carbon headphone amplifier, and the MJ2 really offered up more detail every time. Switching to the liquid carbon just sounded more muffled, and I found myself always wanting for the MJ2. As per usual, the Schiit Audio build quality is excellent, and it stacks perfectly on top of the Mjolnir multi-bit DAC, as you can see here. And the stack really has a bit of a Bauhaus looking design, which is something that I really like. Note that the MJ2 definitely runs hot if you're using tubes. Runs cooler if you're using the list solid state tubes, however. But the heat is definitely something to be aware of, so don't put anything on top of it or anything like that. The Mjolnir 2 has a full assemblage of inputs and outputs, both single-ended as well as balanced. As you can see right here, right there is the 4-pin XLR output, and then right next to that is the single-ended 1/4 inch. And then you've got two switches on the front. One will switch between the single-ended inputs on the back and the balanced inputs on the back, and then the other switch is the gain switch as well. So it's got a really nice gain switch which enables you to drive anything from very sensitive in-ear monitors to super hard to drive, full-size cans as well. So this has been my review of the Schiit Audio Mjolnir 2. If you're looking for a balanced tube headphone amplifier and preamp, I think the Mjolnir 2 is really going to be hard to beat at this price point. It's a reference quality amp that I can find very little fault with no matter which genre of music I play through it. And it easily gets a recommend from me. So thanks for watching, and for discussion please see the comments field, and I will see you in my next video.